Before you apply to a single job, stop and ask one single question. What size is the company you are applying for, especially with respect to the IAM domain or IAM technology that they are using? Because that one answer changes everything what you would be doing for the first 1 or 2 years at a new IAM role. Hi, I'm Srinath. I've been working in identity and access management over the last 18 years across various roles. I've started this channel to help you get into using free hands-on tools and also a little bit of understanding concepts before the certifications. Let's get into this video. Let's take a reality of a small company. At a small company, you are the one-person IAM team in most cases. Sometimes there is no platform team to escalate any infrastructure problems, or there is no proper documentation on Confluence or any documentation system about the how IAM system is working in this small company. You will be writing the runbook. You will be configuring connectors, building joiner workflows, handling provisioning failures, running access reviews, and sitting across the CTO or CISO across the table and explaining why an incident occurred and caused such a massive incident in the company. That sounds stressful, but it is the fastest way to learn IAM system along with the concepts. One of the things I tell people who are trying to make a career in IAM is that try to work in a small company, even if it's not so exciting, because it gives you a lot of opportunities to learn identity and access management in a shorter span of time compared to the large identity and access management teams. Now let's see how large enterprises work and how the identity and access management systems work there. Actually, here is where it gets real for you when you are moving up the ladder in identity and access management world. Most of the times, for the first year or two, when you come from a different background and you get into an IAM role, you would be handling most of the tickets and incidents, like why an access request fails, why a connector is not probably provisioning, and it makes you helpless because the tool which is being used for all these processes is still not accessible to you, because there is a separate engineering team which sits and implements and also fixes the bugs in production or releases the fixes for those incidents that you are getting from the end users. It is not because your IAM role is bad. It's because that's how IAM teams are set up. You do not expect a certain access directly to the IAM product in a large enterprise, because large companies or enterprises work that way, that they have a big team working on different tasks, even though it is one project or one system that the processes are built on. So at a large company, your first year would look like mostly you will be put into learning how IAM ticketing works, what are the incidents that might come into your queue, how a provisioning failure might occur and what to do in that case, or it could be even how a joiner is not able to request something on their first day. So these are the roles where you land in called as IAM analyst roles. But if you have an opportunity to work as an IAM engineer directly, then you would already be closer to the product and working on hands-on on the product, delivering the features as part of that IAM project. Which is not something I'm giving you as a warning that you should avoid large enterprises, but the structured environment and exposure to matured IAM processes and system in place is genuinely valuable when you want to grow up the ladder, and you can learn on your own and you can find a way within the big team to learn. Then the dynamics of a large enterprise would genuinely help. But it's that when you start with a large enterprise in an IAM role, go with the certain accurate expectations so that you will not be disappointed, because the learning curve might be longer compared to a smaller company where you are expected to do everything with an IAM system. So this is for people who are trying to make a career and start a career in IAM, not for people who are already there in IAM roles. So company size and role and the scope of the role matters sometimes. Then the job description which you are trying to appear for, because that defines what you will be doing for the next 1 to 2 years. But regardless of what is the company size, here are some of the honest day-to-day tasks you would be doing in an IAM world, depending on what role you are in. Like I said, it could be a provisioning request that completely goes wrong, which you would be working every day. So you need to find out, check the logs of an IAM system or check the monitoring alert and then try to debug the issue. It could also be that a joiner who joined on the day one has requested for some roles and somehow they were delayed because of the approvals, or it could be a provisioning failure of an application that an IAM system is unable to provision the access to. These are the things you would be handling over the course of 1 to 2 years. It could also be that access certification might be running, which is a process that reviews access for employees across the organization every 6 months, 3 months, depending on the size of the company. And this access review preparation and making sure the steps involved in the access certification needs to be tested and tried before the access certification can be sent to all the access reviewers within the company, which is a major tasks every 6 months or 3 months. Auditors can generate and pull the reports out of this IAM system which is running the access certifications so that they can pass the audit for the company. Sometimes you would be sitting with some people who are stakeholders and explaining when there is a major incident, what happened exactly within IAM system during that major incident. So your background in any support roles, help desk, or as a product owner, wherever you worked in a different field related to IT, that experience would really be helpful, because it does not matter whether it's an role, the way the things work when you are in beginning stage of the IAM career, it would be pretty much the same where you were working before. So don't worry, the skills and experience you carry into IAM definitely helps a lot. Those does not go away. It's that the terminology and the work you would do changes. Depending on the product and the role and the company you will be working in an IAM world, that's why you don't get formal IAM product training. Whichever product they are using, you are asked to learn the product gradually on the job. That's why you are given the tasks that are not really at the time, which can help you learn the product deeper. You would be learning the process of various different IAM concepts along with it in your first 1 to 2 years. That's why you do not have a structured onboarding where somebody would be giving you a knowledge transfer. That won't happen. You are directly put into the role and expected to learn on the job. In bigger companies, a proper structured onboarding would happen where you are given time to learn the product or learn the processes, how things work in an enterprise, especially with the enterprise where you will be working in. The reason I am trying to tell the difference between various products, various organizations, is because these skills are definitely transferable from your previous job, and more importantly, these skills can be learned. Whether it's a technical skill of an IAM product, you could learn even the concepts and everything with free hands-on labs. That's why I always tell people that learn the concepts and the terminology and the way the processes in an IAM system works rather than certifications or products. You could eventually learn the product when you think that there is some product being asked where you are looking for example, in the location where you are located, maybe there is some product being asked, an IAM vendor is more dominant in that area where you are located. Maybe then you can slowly take the next step of learning the product. But before that, you should understand so that you could clear the interview and talk to the people who are trying to hire you in IAM terminology, and so that when you actually join for the first 1 to 2 years, your learning curve is much faster. You can grow faster. IAM role you land into. If you're really interested to take that next step, we have a free school community where you can learn IAM concepts and also get hands-on using free identity and access management enterprise level labs, and you can also meet a lot of IAM people who are going through the same journey. The link to join the community is in the description. Check out and join the group. Lastly, I will be making more and more videos. If you haven't watched previous videos, go and watch how the lab works, what are the different types of IAM systems, what are the different concepts already exist. They are there in the channel. And if this video is helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.